Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to get right into it. I have to say, I listened to our podcast back because that's what we're doing. We want to get better.
Absolutely.
Both of us say too much.
I don't know if I can talk without saying like.
Well, we're going to have to try because it'll actually cut down our podcast by 20 minutes.
No, I know. And I talk over you so much to the point where I literally I was watching from my phone and I wanted to jump in my own phone and strangle my own self. I don't know what happened to me. I was possessed or something. I was like, oh my God. You were like, and you have such great stories and such great banter. And I'm like, oh my God, and this and that. And oh my God. I was like, what is
Well, I love that
super
you're excited, but I love that we want to do better.
I want to do so much better.
But I also feel like in order for us to do better, we need some kind of consequence.
Oh God.
So I think we should start a jar.
Okay.
Like a money jar.
A money jar. Okay.
I don't know. Should we do a like jar? Should we do an interruption jar?
Yeah.
All of it.
I'm going to be broke.
Okay. So a general jar. And I don't know, maybe I just said but okay. So
did you say like?
I did.
Okay. How much money are we putting in the jar?
I can do a digital jar.
Okay.
I'm actually going to find a real jar, but that's going to be our goal. Okay. We have we're going to have mini goals.
Yes.
It's going to be hard because you might not even notice me saying because you say it so much too.
I didn't. I feel like it flows much better when you say like. It didn't even bother me when you said it. Did I just say like?
Yes.
Oh my God.
But I think
this is horrible. Okay.
See, at first people would tell me, I used to always think the term like was a valley thing. But I think that people say to sort of vamp, it keeps space
right
when you're thinking about something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I notice another thing I always say is,
I think I say
yeah. It's they're common terms.
I know I say
Yeah, I don't do as much, but I do say Okay, but I say more than you.
That's not true. I will go and count every time that I said like. I know that I said it more than you.
I'm all about
and I know, no pun intended, or I said more than you too.
Okay.
Am I interrupting you already?
I was going to say.
Okay. All right. So I have a lot of work to do.
But we're not going to interrupt each other.
No.
Because we have so many funny stories.
Now I feel shy, I can't even speak, but okay.
No, well, you have to speak. That's sort of the job.
Hi, I'm Cynthia.
I'm Crystal. This is Humble Brag.
Humble Brag.
Humble Brag.
Oh, I have tea.
Once a housewife.
Always a housewife. Can we say that again for the people in the back?
Humble Brag.
Humble Brag. Brag with us. Okay, I'm so aware now. And people in the comments totally were like, Cynthia, the podcast is great, but you got to stop interrupting Crystal. You have to let her get her thoughts out. And I was like, I know. I even responded. I was like, I know. I got to stop doing that.
Well, I love that you are in the comments and that you want to be better.
I so want to be better.
Okay, so I'm just thinking where we're going to start today because I write all these notes throughout the week of what's going on in my life and things I want to talk to you about. And I thought would be really funny.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you're prepared, but
I'm not.
I wanted to go through negative comments.
I'm so ready. I'm so glad you said that. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I really was like, let's just get to the negative stuff first, get it over with, and then we can go to the positive stuff. Okay.
I'm down with negative stuff. I think it's funny. There's a couple things. Okay, this is a really funny one. Okay. So there's negative comments from the pod, and then there's negative comments about us in the past.
Oh my. Okay.
So
all right. So
I want to tell you, I typed in on X, Cynthia Bailey hate, Cynthia Bailey worst, because I was trying to find the most hateful comments because I think it's funny. Is it not funny?
I gotta drink some more. Okay, how hateful are these comments?
Oh, I have all the hateful ones of me too, so it's okay. But I thought,
did I have a lot of hateful ones?
No, yours is actually lot less hateful than me. But I'm just going to read one, but it's a little bit of a humble brag because I'm just reading this now and it's kind of positive.
Okay.
But it has both of us in it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Double hate.
It's actually more hateful for me. It's
it
actually
is.
nice.
I'll be the judge.
Okay.
Read it.
This is from Maddie. Okay. This was back in the day. Okay.
How long ago?
Earlier this year. So,
okay. All right.
It's still around.
Okay.
Crystal is doing the worst job in the Cynthia Bailey role of Beverly Hills. You could sit there and be pretty, but you have to try to heal the group, bring people together, and be neutral. Okay, so that was just hateful to me. That was actually positive to you.
It was a double-handed, what is it? A double?
Yes, wait, that was just for me.
I know, but I feel like I was insulted in that as well.
No, yours is meaning good. Like I'm doing a bad job of doing all the things that you do. Okay, here's a bad one to you.
Okay, thanks. Hit me with it.
Pollyanna. I mean, this is crazy. I'm even saying this. Cynthia Bailey is the worst reality star I've ever seen thus far and in the future.
Wow, not in the future. The worst? You know how many reality stars there are? How could I be the worst? Can I be like third from the worst? I have to be the worst reality star now and in the future?
Wait, I thought this was going to be weirdly funny.
Like if someone says you're the worst reality star on the planet, it hits a little deeper. I mean, just say you don't like me. Just say you don't like me and just move on. Like, why I gotta be the worst one?
Sorry,
and I can't even improve. Like in the future, like I am just horrible and I'm always going to be horrible.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do one about me. To make
Thank
feel
you.
better.
And make it really mean.
Okay, this is pretty mean. Foodie.
No.
Direct-
That
I
is
thought
not,
it was-
nobody wrote that.
Yes, I have a screenshot.
Okay, send me that. I want to block that person. Okay, I just want to say to the people out there that hate us, like, what did we ever do to these people?
Well, okay, so that's why.
I mean, they don't have to like us, but they don't have to hate us.
Okay, so I think this is a good conversation. So this is opening up things that we can talk about, like social media and hate and all that stuff like that.
Yes.
And positivity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you read comments?
I
And
do.
have you always read comments? And do you reply to comments? And are you okay right now?
Okay, so one of the things that Andy Cohen told me when I first joined Housewives was to not read the comments, which of course I read every single comment.
That's right.
And first season, they were like really, really rough.
Yes.
They were awful,
Yes.
actually. So I do read the comments, but I don't read them as much anymore. But I still notice if there's like a mean one in there.
Yeah.
And I'm not really like big on blocking people unless you really, really, really overstep and just say,
Okay.
you hate my guts and hope I die.
Okay.
Then you get blocked and you know why you're blocked. But I
Yes.
love the mute button
Yeah.
and I love the restrict button.
I used to block a lot. I used to be so sad. Now I laugh at it, but maybe not all of us are laughing at old
Well, I notice you
negativity.
respond and
I
just
do respond.
are really funny.
I
Like,
respond to people now. I like to respond to haters, but I was also told don't respond because it gives them attention, which is what they
Power.
like. Yes.
Yeah.
I respond because I genuinely think it's ridiculous. And I will say there have been some people that I've responded to and they immediately apologize.
yeah. Yep.
They're like, whoa.
Because they don't expect you to
Acknowledge
because
them.
they don't expect you to respond.
Yes. Some I won't. Some are like so hateful.
Yeah.
But some I'm like,
They gotta go.
okay. And I try to do it with kindness. Like,
Yeah.
I try to explain and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, our conversation last week about wigs
Yes.
was mostly 90% positive. Definitely got some negativity.
Well, I have to say, for the most part, we only did one episode, Crystal. And I will say that we had probably overall comments 95% positive.
That's correct.
Of course, we are obsessed with the 5% that was negative. Thank you very much. But I'm really proud of that because that first episode, we were like a runaway train.
Yes,
Like
we
we literally came on here. We had two jobs. How do we meet and why did we do a podcast together? And I don't even think we even answered those questions, actually. Like, I don't think we even got to that part. But anyway, you know what I love the best or love the most? I love that people say that we have good chemistry
Yes.
because you can't fake chemistry.
No, you cannot.
And we didn't do a chemistry test.
No, we did not.
We don't
need to.
we
Because we're
didn't-
friends.
yeah. But I didn't even know we had that great of chemistry until we started doing it.
Right. But I'm learning more about you because I think you're actually more sensitive than I thought.
You know, I have a tough skin. You know, I've been on a reality show for so long, but I still have blood running through my veins.
Yes.
And, you know, it's like, you know, I mean, everyone doesn't have to like me, but it's like when someone just strongly like can't stand you and hate you, it's just kind of like, why? Oh,
Yeah,
my
I do
goodness.
wonder where the hate comes from. It's so deep that
Yeah.
people, but it's not about us and it's not about anybody else. You know,
Right.
they can't really hate you if they don't know you. But I actually think it's like,
And they don't know us.
no, but it's also like politics and
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good way to look
You
at it.
root for people, but then suddenly they join your team. They get
Yeah.
traded and you love them all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I just think it's fleeting. It's not real. It's not rooted in anything. But nonetheless, it can hurt. And I thought it would be a funny exercise.
Yeah.
Clearly, no one's laughing with
Yeah,
me.
it's not that funny. But, so here's my question. Why do you think if you don't like us, like why do people follow people that they don't like? Because I don't really follow people that I don't like.
Well, I remember Jeff Lewis said that he has a lot of hate listeners. And they listen to try to, and then he says he gets 10 to 12 negative emails, like to the network, to Sirius, a day.
No.
To complain about him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He said, oh, great. Because those are the people that drive the show. And I'm like, that's so weird. I don't watch things I don't like, but I've heard that that's a very common thing.
So hate is a good, like if they don't like us and they're watching to hate on us.
That means they care.
That means so they hate us, but they kind of low key like us because they're tuned in.
Yes, I mean, also that could be a way to just justify your feelings, but okay,
now you're my therapist.
Yeah, that's right. But people that I've spoken to who are very powerful and in positions of power, that they always say that. Without haters, you can't have your fans, and everybody's your fan at the end of the day. But again, we're just saying this to make ourselves feel better, so it's fine. And we're so sad you guys don't like us. We're gonna go have drinks after this. Like, I just cry. Give us a chance. You guys, we just sat down in these chairs. Can you give us a chance? People are being very positive. Yeah, they are. Yeah. And we appreciate you guys. Yeah. I really, I didn't know. Like you do it. Like we decided to do this podcast. And then everything moved really quickly. And then we were doing it. And they were like, okay, you guys have to post. And I was like, oh, shit. I know, it's real.
What if people don't like us? And I was pleasantly surprised about how much love we got.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Yeah. It's been really such a great boost. And I just think, as long as we're honest with each other and everybody else. Like,
and vulnerable.
You're very vulnerable right now.
And
she wants to cry. Sorry. Right. But I wanted to talk about the wig thing because I think it's very interesting.
Yes.
The response. A lot of, I will not read them to trigger you or anything like that.
But
some of the comments were, they thought I was being insensitive. Someone wrote that it was a microaggressive comment. And I responded to someone who said that. And I said, I would like you to be a little more open-minded because when we are too afraid to ask each other questions, to learn is when you actually make assumptions, right? And I think it's important that in safe friendships, you can ask that.
Yeah.
And I would want someone to ask me something that they don't know about me, whether it's because I'm a woman, I'm a mom, I'm Chinese, anything. So I just thought that was interesting. And so I think it triggered some people, but I understand everyone's gonna experience and feel ways that they do, but do you have thoughts on that?
I do have thoughts. I didn't want to interrupt you. So I was letting you get your thoughts out. So here's the thing. This is one of the things that honestly, since we're being vulnerable and honest, this is one of the things that kind of scared me a little bit about doing a podcast. I feel like it's so scary and hard to just have honest conversation, without everything being picked apart. Like, you don't wear wigs, so why would you know anything about wigs? I mean, it was an honest question. I didn't know anything about wigs until I started wearing wigs. And I love that question because I want to educate the people that watch us in case they want to wear wigs. Like for me, I have hair underneath my wig. I choose to wear wigs because number one, I, as a model, as a former model, as someone who, still think I have a few modeling bones left in my body, I always like to change it up. And wigs are the easiest way to change it up. I don't really put a lot of color in my hair. If I decide I want red hair, I can just go buy a red wig. So it's like not only just a way to change up your look, which I love to do, it's also a protective, it protects your hair as well.
Right.
Like we live in a world where like if we were not on TV, we would not have to like try to look as best as we can like all the time.
And you would be destroying your hair.
Yeah, if we look like crap, then everyone's going to say we look like crap and why are we even on TV? So with that said, like, protective, just a reason to like change up your look, which is like, I think is great. So I thought that was a great question from you. Everyone doesn't wear a wig and everyone doesn't understand the wig game. I've been in the game a long time, so I was very proud of you. I was very proud to answer that question because I feel like people want to change it up and they don't want to have to cut their hair off and dye their hair blonde or purple or whatever to get a different look. Yeah, so I thought it was a fun question.
I've actually never colored my hair.
See, and you could get a purple wig, a red wig, a yellow wig.
I've always dreamt of it. I've always wanted, like purple stripes and all these things. Like I have all these ideas, but I don't want to ruin my hair. So now, after last week, I was like, oh, maybe I could do it. So
Can I be a part of this wig journey with you?
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying that, like, you look amazing, but I would love to see you, like, different.
Yeah,
like,
I do too. And I would get a lot of comments over the years on the show, are you going to change the part in your hair? I mean, I have the same hair every day for the last 30 years. And so I would love to do it. I just don't want to ruin my hair.
No,
I don't
that's
want to
where
put
the
any
wigs come
color on
in.
it. You have to because with black hair, you have to lift up the color and bleach and all these things.
Yeah, no, it's a whole thing, which is why the wig thing makes sense. You never do a center part?
It's pretty rare. I would do it for the show sometimes, but I just think it's so uncomfortable for me.
You know what's so weird? I never do a side part. Like,
Oh,
I'm
really?
totally a center part girl. And you are a side part girl.
I'm a side part girl.
Okay, we got to, explore. I'll do a center part.
We're going to take the pod on the road.
I'll do a side part, and you have to do a center part.
Okay.
At some point.
That's a big change for me.
And I feel like we need to get you into a wig now.
For sure.
Since you started all this drama about the wig thing, now you have to wear a wig. I've created a war
of wigs. So yes, I would like to do one because I.
What color would you like?
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
But I want to do like an ombre with purple.
Ooh.
I feel like purple with Asian skin is good.
What about texture? Big and curly, an afro?
Yeah, I would do all of it.
Oh, wow.
But I want it to look like my hair. Not like this hair, but meaning I want people to think
it has to be
oh, maybe that's real. Maybe she did something with her hair.
Yeah.
I want that.
Not like a costume wig.
Yeah, I don't want a costume wig. I want
you want like a real wig.
Yeah, I would wear it often, and I want to do it.
Well, see, now I feel like I almost need to do your makeup when you do the wig. And
because what did you call yourself today? You're an artist.
Okay. All right. So
my humble friend over here.
No, and I'm very humble, but most people don't know. And see, this is the thing, taking it back to Housewives. You guys don't really get to see everything about our personalities.
No, zero.
I am an artist. I love to paint. Do I have time to paint like I used to back in the day? No, I don't. But I could literally paint a beautiful portrait of you, and you can hang it. You would be very proud to hang it in your house.
I'm excited.
I'm putting it out there.
I might put you to the test.
So, hey, I welcome it. More than anything, when I started modeling 155 years ago, my backup plan, because you always have to have a backup plan, was to be a makeup artist if the modeling thing didn't work out.
Oh, wow.
I mean, as you can see, it worked out. Well, is that being, oh shit, I'm not being humble. Okay, it worked. I'm bragging on me. Oh my God. Okay, I said it wrong.
Don't worry, Delta's still around for you to be humble.
We're going to get to Delta.
Don't worry about it.
I have not forgotten about Delta. Yeah, I was like, okay, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to be a makeup artist because I love painting and I'm actually really good. I did my makeup today. You can't really tell with my hat on, but
Jeff Lewis said you looked gorgeous.
He did, and he does not give out compliments easily.
No, he does not. Your makeup looks great. I'm not the best at it.
I can teach you.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Can I do your makeup?
Yeah, not right now, but yes.
Now, but at some point, okay, can we do a whole wig thing? Oh, you know what? Let's just do a Crystal makeover.
Okay.
We're gonna show you guys Crystal in a way you've never seen her before. We're gonna turn on her hair because you don't even really wear makeup.
No.
What do you have on right now?
I have some blush.
A little bit. And what else?
Well, I do extensions. My girlfriend Kylie has done my lashes for 8 years.
Okay.
So, but I don't do the strips unless I was on TV. And then I just do a little. Yeah. And then I'll just do a little blush, like eyeshadow.
Okay. What about the brows? Do you fill those in?
Sometimes.
Do you have the what do you call it? The thing where you have like the tattoo brow thing?
No.
Those are your real brows?
Oh, these are my real brows.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never done anything to my face.
Okay.
Oh, that's what we should talk about.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
Don't get me started. Well, I haven't done, it's not like I had a facelift or anything. But...
Okay, that's a good one. Let's debunk.
You do love a good debunk.
I have so many things to debunk.
Yeah.
Last week was a lot.
Yeah.
Let's debunk. Okay. What have you done?
Okay.
What do you want to do? And what do people think you've done that you haven't?
Okay. All right.
And I ask these questions because I have my answer in my head.
Okay. All right. So this is my real nose. Okay.
Oh, people said online it's a different nose.
They did?
Yeah.
No, this is totally my real nose. Like I always post old modeling photos and it's the same nose.
The same nose.
Yeah. So, when you get older, your nose gets a little bigger. So I feel like it's getting a little bigger than it always was.
I've heard that.
Yeah, this is my nose. Everything is bigger when you get older. Like all the old stuff is happening to me right now. Everything. Like my ears are getting bigger. I'm like, really? My nose is getting bigger.
Your ears are getting bigger?
Yes. And I've always had small ears. I mean, you can't really see them, but like
what part?
Well, like the whole thing. Like
How?
old people start getting big stuff. It's like crazy. Like, anyway, so no nose job, people.
Okay.
Okay. And this was really insulting. I've always had cheekbones.
Yeah.
I've always had high cheekbones. I'm like known for my cheekbones. But some people have said, oh my God, she's got her cheeks done.
No.
Like, why would I get my cheeks done?
Yeah, no.
So I've never had my cheeks done. Okay. So what have I had? I haven't had that much. Okay. I've had filler.
Okay.
And I usually do it like underneath here. Because
Under
I
the
get
eyes?
like, yeah, because, we get
Just smooth?
bags and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, bags and dark circles are like the thing that happens with me.
Okay.
So I get the filler and for underneath there. And then, smile line. A little bit in here sometimes.
Is that
and
filler
then when I
or
do, let me
Botox?
lift up my hat. No, that's filler.
Okay.
And then for Botox, I get it in my forehead because I get like a little bit, not even a lot, but just a little bit because I still want expression because, I'm an actress and all
Right.
that stuff. So, but like I usually get my Botox like doot, 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 doot. And I get it there because what it does is like when you get old, like your eyes start to sag. So what it does is it just lifts it up a little bit without having to get, like anything. Yeah, it lifts that Botox, like lifts it.
Yeah.
So I get that because I'm old and then, and that's it. But I've never gotten like anything like a facelift or anything, but
You've never cut.
I've never cut anything.
Never cut anything.
I've never cut anything.
You have
and
gorgeous lips.
Oh, wait, shit. I go ahead. Lips. I forgot about those. Okay. So lips. So I've always had full lips.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can go back and look before like, filler was ever invented.
Yeah.
Like you can see my photos. But like as I get older, like, okay, I said everything gets big, but lips get smaller.
Okay.
Like they start thinning out on me a little bit. So I just wanted to put the air back in the tire. I just wanted the lips that I had. So I didn't get like bigger lips than I ever had. I got like pretty much like what I had before.
And you put it right in the lip?
Yeah. You
Or at
put
the
it right
top?
in the lip.
Okay. Because the line is really nice.
Well, I always had a good line.
Yeah.
Not brag.
All right.
But I had a good lip
Not this
line.
time.
But I did. And then, but this is what I want to get. I want to get like, because I've gained like some weight. And as much as I want to do, like I've tried the semaglutide, but it just doesn't like, I don't like the way I feel on it, but I'm going to have to probably get on it anyway because I can't lose weight because I'm like over menopause and like I'm just
I've
older.
heard it's really hard.
And now nothing's moving. Like I literally could eat nothing and I still gain like 10 pounds a
Right.
day. So I'm just at that point in my life.
Do you?
Okay.
Do what
thank
makes you happy.
I do. I like eating makes me happy.
Yeah.
So
too.
right here, if you guys can see from my profile, like this is like the start of a double chin.
Okay.
So this is like some fat underneath here. That's probably like weight gain fat. But
So can you suck it out?
no, I saw on Dr. Simon, he's out here.
Yeah.
He does like the Kardashians and everything. I actually just DM'd him and he said that I can come in, but I didn't have time to do it yet. And then
Okay.
I didn't want like the recovery because
So what do they do?
Like burn it off in some way. Laser, not burn it, but
Oh.
like they can make it go away. And it's not like,
All
not
right.
like anything else, but I would love for that to be a little tighter.
Yeah, my friend just did some kind of like incision liposuction thing.
Ooh. See, I don't know about around there. And I think my neck is okay. I have a few lines in it, but that's okay. But like Jeff did, he's going to kill me for putting him on Front Street. But I feel like Jeff did something underneath his chin and I need to talk to
looks
this
good.
person. He looks damn good. He's
Yeah,
good.
he
He's
was-
a good one to ask about like stuff
Yeah.
to fix.
I think he thought I was kissing his ass today because I called him a nerd, which I love.
No, that's a compliment.
But I was like, you look really, really handsome today. Like, you
No.
look really good.
He looks great.
Yeah.
But he has like great people that like, it's
Yeah.
all about the maintenance. It's not about
Right.
like, when you're on TV, you have to like try to just keep yourself together.
And it's funny because LA is a bubble
Yes.
of plastic surgery.
Yes.
But not everyone goes crazy. I think that's a misnomer. But yes, compared to the rest of the country, I'm sure LA is kind of abnormal. Everywhere you go, there's some kind of treatment.
Yeah.
I don't do anything, but I want to. I'm like,
Wait. Stop. No filler?
no.
You've
No.
never had filler.
No. I actually said today, I was bragging it. I was
Were you bragging?
It was last night. I was washing my face and I
Mhm.
said to Rob, I was like, oh my God, like I don't have any. And I was like, I don't have any like wrinkles. And he's like, I know. Cause
You
I'm
really
always
don't.
talking about, I've never done anything like that. I do laser because for Asians, it's not wrinkles, it's melasma.
Okay.
Ours is like the brown spots.
Oh, okay.
It's like internal heat. It's so, and you cannot get rid of it. You can just try to like mitigate it. So I'll do some kind of laser.
Mm-hmm.
But I've only done it twice. So I'm like, I act like I did a lot. I've done it twice. The first
Okay.
time was great. The second time, it almost like overheated my face. So it started
Okay.
getting darker, which is what
Okay.
you don't want.
Okay.
So now I'm like scared again. But yeah, wrinkles and fill is not my
No
problem.
Botox?
No, I've never done that. But I don't have wrinkles.
Make a scrunchy face. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
see? I have
oh,
wrinkles.
yeah.
Yeah, I have
Oh, wow.
wrinkles. Like if I move my face.
I just want to do a little Botox check. Just
By the
in
way, you did my hair
case.
check.
I did.
Botox check.
I mean, you look amazing. Like I really
Thank you.
needed to see that visual receipt.
Yeah,
that
but I'm
you
still
could-
only 41. So it's not like I'm, I'm
I know,
40.
but sometimes it's not about age. You
Yeah,
know?
like see, I got it here.
Yep.
But
But
my
it's
thing
good,
is the
though.
eye thing. So Asians, because we don't have a double lid.
Mm-hmm.
So as it starts to go down, it's like it's a mixture of whether it's sagging. It's either you're sagging or you have a fatty lid.
Needs to
So
be
I have a
lifted up a little bit.
So where you can cut the lid, right, and then lift it, or how you do it?
No, just do the Botox. It'll lift it up. Just a little tiny
I'm
bit.
just weird. I'd rather cut than do Botox. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know. It scares me. But Asians, you could do, you can cut in the brow and then lift it from here.
God.
But Rob won't let me do it. He's just like, no.
I think you look great. Like,
I'm
honestly,
fine.
I would
I'm
tell you.
fine, but
But you're like 40, so.
I know. So I'm actually just like wondering now. Now I'm like asking everybody, very curious.
Are those your real teeth?
Yeah, these are my teeth.
No veneers?
No, I
Okay.
hate veneers.
Okay.
Hate's a strong word.
I don't like when they're like, I know.
Everywhere I
This is-
look, I mean,
it's
people can have amazing veneers. Why are people doing these
The
white,
big ones.
square
And the
teeth?
super white.
It looks
Yeah.
so fake. My
It
dad was an
doesn't
oral
look
surgeon,
natural.
so teeth is like a big thing for me.
Okay.
So I always take care of my teeth. But if you want veneers, get them. I'm not hating on it. But don't get weird white block teeth.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It looks so bizarre. And then at night, your teeth are like neon
Right.
shining everywhere. But
No,
I'm really
it's-
interested. But my friends work so hard not to get injections. I mean, you could do so much. There's all these procedures and lasers and and facials.
mhm.
People go, I have friends who do every week facials just to avoid the stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a lot of work.
Well, I mean, I think, maintenance is important. Like, I've always been like a beauty brand. So I want to
Yeah.
try to look as good as I can look.
Like how often are you investing yourself into that kind of stuff? Where you're like laying in a bed and someone's doing something to your face.
Oh, well, not that often because like once you get, like for me, if I get Botox, that's like maybe twice a year. If I do fillers, it's maybe twice a year. And then I try to do regular facials. I really need to do more laser stuff. Like I need to like make time for that. But, I feel like, representation is so important. I am 3 years away from the golden years. Like I feel like at this point, I want to not only feel good, but I want to look good as well, or look good as I can look. For me, it's not like, oh, I just want to look younger. I don't want to look younger. I just want to look good for my age.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do a good job of doing it. Like most people don't realize when I tell them my age, like I still get carded sometimes.
I'm not surprised. You look so young.
Like no one thinks I'm 57.
No.
And I'm not the type of person or TV person or celebrity, whatever you want to call us. Like I don't not talk about my age. I don't lie about my age. I kind of wear it on my sleeve. If anything, I'm sure my managers would be like, could you stop saying how old you are every 5 minutes? Like I really own it and I wear it on my sleeve because again, I feel like I want to represent that woman in her 50s because that's who I am and that's where I'm at mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And I feel like that's all about like just aging with grace, but with the little tweaks here and there because, it makes me feel better if I feel like I look the best I can look.
I think that's the goal. When people want to look younger, it's always going to go awry. But if you can find a way to slow the aging process and just look like the best version of yourself,
there you go.
That you'll always look gorgeous.
Can we talk about who's had really good work?
Yes.
Well, I assume she's had work.
Okay.
But it's like some of the best work. I think Demi Moore looks amazing.
Okay.
She looked better than she did when she was younger.
I'm going to say when she first came out on Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
I thought it was too much. I was not into it. I was like, whoa, she had big teeth. But she has stopped since.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now she looks unbelievable.
Yeah, she looks
She's
insane.
So gorgeous. And I follow her. So I see just the beauty shots and the fashion and the face and the body. And she looks perfect.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I talked to Rob a lot about it because the reason why he doesn't like any work is because he wants his actors to be emotive. He wants them to have character.
Yes.
He thinks everyone looks generic. All right. Who in the Bravo world?
Okay, here comes the mess.
Do you think we're just going to be positive?
Okay, positive. Okay.
And we're going to disclaimer, we don't know.
Yeah.
It's like you talked to Delta. We have no idea who's done what and who hasn't. But
no idea.
We're going to say who we think looks really good for their age.
Right.
I'm going to start.
Okay, go ahead.
I think Kyle looks really good.
She does.
Whoa.
Kyle looks amazing, actually.
Amazing.
And I feel like with Kyle, as she gets older, she looks better. Like, I think she looks right now. Where she's at right now,
she looks so
is the
good.
best ever.
Yes.
For
And
sure.
I, film with these people. I filmed with them, and I see them on trips, and I see them without makeup. Like, Kyle looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does.
Yes. So I would say, like, that's a goal.
I will say, from your cast, I feel like Kathy Hilton looks good too. I feel like Kathy looks like what she's supposed to look like.
Yeah. Kathy looks
But
really
I don't know
good.
Kathy's age.
Kathy, I think, is early 60s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe coming into mid 60s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she looks like kept up, but not over the top.
Right. She's
And
not
just-
trying to look 50.
Right.
Yeah.
It
I don't
looks
like that.
very, whatever. I don't know what she's had done.
Yeah.
But it looks very natural and it looks very normal.
Interesting.
And-
They're sisters.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the gene.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It looks
I
good.
think we could go. I mean, this is a scary topic. We're not going to go down this road.
We said we didn't want any hate. So, okay.
We went all positive.
Yeah, all positive.
That's what I think looks
All
good.
right. Do you feel like you look better from your first season to now? Like,
No.
because first season for me,
No, I look
you look
better.
the same. You look better now.
No, I look better then.
You look better.
I'll tell you why. Because I've never done anything. So I just look younger. So had I done work, I might have said today, but I literally have done nothing. My hair's still on the side.
Yeah.
It's still black.
Yeah.
I still wear just extensions, still same makeup, same whatever. So it's weird when I look at it. It was only 4 years ago. I'm like, wow, I look so young.
Yeah.
But that's what's amazing about it because, they always say, enjoy how you look now.
Right.
Because you'll never look this good. They always say that, like, because as you get older, right? And so you don't appreciate it. This is the body dysmorphia
Mhm.
stuff we were talking about.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to enjoy the way I look today. So even just saying last night to Rob, like, oh, my skin on wrinkles today, I'm trying to enjoy it, but it's so hard. And I look back 10 years ago, I'm like, damn, I really did enjoy myself. I should
Yeah.
have just been like, wow, I look like a little kid. But everyone used to tell me that you look like a child. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, I'm fat, I'm old, this. And I look back, I'm like, I was young. I
Yeah.
looked fine.
How old were you when you started?
The show,
Beverly Hills? Yeah.
36.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
41. So
Yeah.
it's a small window, but 36 is different than 41,
It is.
And after I turned 41, that you're saying you're old, like I feel so like old. Like I've really gotten old.
Shut up.
I
Crystal.
know, but that's the thing where it's like, it's all relative,
40,
right?
I was like literally in Vegas, like dancing on a stage with Prince. Okay. Like I was like out of my mind still. I was like 40 for me was that milestone age where I was like, okay, so I should really kind of have it together, be living my best life, but like still like I can still do the mini skirts and the short crop top because I'm just 40. Like now I don't really show what's like the
Can
legs.
I do a crop top now?
You can do a crop top.
Still?
Yeah. But the right crop top
Okay. Not
With the high-waisted
a
pant.
non-offensive crop top.
with the high-waisted pants.
Okay. You were talking about my first season.
Yeah.
I started watching your show.
You did?
Yes.
What season did you start with?
Your third?
Yeah, season 3. It's when I came on.
So you're so boring on the show.
I quit. Wait,
But
I didn't know what I was doing.
it's not like you at all.
Okay, I'm gonna start watching Beverly Hills. Let me download
You can hate on me
guys.
all day long.
Oh, I'm coming back with major hate next
Okay,
week.
it's so shockingly not you as a person. I'm literally watching, I'm like, who is this person?
Boring or like
No.
not as
No, just quiet and like,
But well,
it
they
just-
said I was boring first season for
but
sure.
you're not bubbly on the show.
No, and I felt like I was.
But I'm going to
but
say this on my side. That's what I look like too. Severe, not jokey, not laughing. Like it's weird. And I told you this before. Like my friends would tell me, "Who am I watching?
Right, like-
this is not you."
same.
That's what I'm talking about. You. It's
It's
like
like
because I know
right.
you and you're not. You don't shut up. You're like you're bubbles all the time, and you're so fun. And I'm watching and I'm like, wow, what? Like this character that you were created to be.
Yeah.
It's so not you.
Okay, can I say something without interrupting you?
You've been very good today.
I know. I
You
feel
really
and I don't
worked
know how many
hard.
times I said like, but I feel like I haven't said
One
it
thing
that
at a
many.
time. You've been very good. I'm very proud of you.
I just don't want to interrupt you today. And then I'll work on like, and what's the other one we say?
You know.
Okay, let me talk about my first season on the show. So I basically moved from New York to Atlanta, as a model, blah, 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 blah. First time on a reality show. I didn't even really watch reality TV. So honestly, I was so uncomfortable because I didn't know, like I'd never been around a situation like a reality show. I didn't know what to do.
That was my first season word. I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know. Like, it's almost like I knew who I was, but I didn't know who I was on the show because I felt like,
What a line. That's it.
okay, like I had personality, but like on the show, like everyone was like not really a character, but like had like these over the top personalities. And I think what worked against me and for me at the same time was they put me with Nene as my friend, who was literally the breakout star for Atlanta and had the biggest personality, one of the biggest Housewives personalities in the whole franchise.
I think
Like
the biggest one.
You cannot roll into a room with Nene Leakes and not be outshined. You cannot be in a scene with this woman and not be outshined.
Right. And you're not the competitive type to try to match her energy.
I can't.
So it shrinks you.
I was like immediately shrunken because like, and I'm the kind of friend, like if that's your personality, if you have a big personality, because I have personality, I wouldn't say I have a big personality. Like I'm not the kind of person that can walk in a room and just soak up all the air. Like I'm not that, like I just walk in, I'm like, hey everyone, and I sit down. Like I'm not like, woof, I'm not like that. And Nene has that type of personality.
Right.
And I'm the type of friend who, if that's your personality, I'm like literally like, where is the light? Let me shine the light on you even more. Here's the stage for you to stand on. Like, and I liked being able to, for me, it was cool to be, I don't want to say ushered in because, you know, that was the whole friend contract season and everything. And, you know, the friend thing was like up and down a little bit that season. But what I will say is going in with like literally one of the biggest stars ever to have ever done it was like great because I got a chance to really, not really be protected, but like I was like her friend.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So there was a certain amount of safety under her wing. And she was definitely very like, you know, you're my friend.
Yeah.
And I honored that. And I was always very loyal about that, you know, to her. But on the other hand, it's like you get drowned out because she's a huge personality.
Right.
So even like the little bit of personality I had, the jokes I had, never, even if they did hit, like in the editing room, I'm sure it's like her stuff is going to always make the cut more than my little two jokes. So.
Because she's the character.
Absolutely.
She gets the jokes.
She's the funny girl.
You don't get it. So I literally was watching this. I'm like, that is not Cynthia on any level. It was so bizarre. And then I got perspective of how my friends saw me. When they would say, this is not who you are. I'm like, well, I would say the word was always uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable in the space. I did not know what to do. I didn't want to compete with anybody energy-wise.
Yeah.
So then I just like, you guys all do it. I'll just sit here.
Right.
But it's crazy to watch you. But I'm excited to watch the rest of the seasons because I get to like see.
I become a little less not boring as it goes along.
That. You can't stay on for 11 years if you're boring.
No, you definitely can't. But looking back to, and I think I just interrupted you. Okay, but I guess in reality TV world, first season I was boring, but to me I was real. Like I just was being myself.
Yeah,
and I think there's something to be said about like actually being uncomfortable and not kind of knowing what's happening and being under the wing of like, you know, someone who like knows that space, you know, better than you do. So I was like learning, observing, and just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets?
On the show? Like anything that I ever did? I only have one regret. And my one regret, and I try to live my life without regrets because I believe in lessons, not regrets. I think that everything that happens in my life along my journey is a learning moment for me. But I do have one. And my one regret is having the show follow my daughter Noelle to college. Her first year in college. I regret that because it was actually her real time going to college for the first time, leaving home for the first time. And it just, what ended up happening was, well, let me tell you why I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it because at that time, the show had not shown any of our children going to college, like showing that journey. And I was like, this is great. And then she also was going to a HBCU, a Black college.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I want to celebrate, you know, Black colleges. She got into Howard University. She also got into the University of Paris. And I was like, you're not going to Paris. You can go to Paris, but you're not going to be moving to Paris.
Well, Howard is an amazing school.
It's an incredible school. Incredible. So we were like very proud about that whole thing. And then we show up literally to orientation. And it's myself and her dad, who's also a TV person. He's an actor,
Okay.
Leon Noel's dad. And I thought this is going to be great. He's going to, we get to show this on TV. And then you're always like, not, I don't want to say storyline, but it was a nice thing to put in my storyline
Yeah.
to show that
Yeah.
because I thought it was a positive thing. Anyway, we get there and like, cameras are everywhere, like people are staring. It's just a lot going on. And it ended up giving her attention that she didn't really ask for, like out the gate. So once, after being there a couple of days, we pack up and leave. And now she's there,
Alone,
living there. And, now people are like maybe not befriending her because she's on a show or overly befriending her because she's on the show. Then you have like Leon's fans who are like, oh, be friends with Noelle. We hear that she's going to Howard.
Right.
Or, oh, Cynthia's my favorite housewife. Make sure you're friends with Noelle.
That's a lot of pressure on top of being a brand new college student, which is already stressful enough.
Totally
Too much.
backfired on us. And she ended up, I don't want to say losing herself, but just not feeling like she had a fair chance to just show up as just a normal person and get to know people in a normal way. Because we basically blew up the spot. We blew up the spot. We knew everybody. Of course, we knew the dean. We knew everybody because we had to get permission to shoot there.
Right. So you guys really became like the celebrity family there. That's hard. But how long were you on the show before that?
Oh my goodness. Noelle was on the show, started the show when she was 8 years old. So it was a
Okay,
while.
so people might have already known her because Atlanta was huge.
Yes.
So it wasn't just out of nowhere.
Yeah, she was known.
Yeah.
But she wasn't like, couldn't walk out of the house known. Like people like, oh, maybe recognized her. But I think the fact that, it's like when you're in school, like, in just regular school, like forget college, like you almost don't even want the kids to even see your parents. You want to be dropped off like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Like there's no parent that's so cool that their kids are like, hey, mom, walk me into class.
Right.
Like, and then we show up and we're like, hey, we got our Bed Bath & Beyond carts and, we got people following us. And Noelle is like literally like.
Right. You just have a huge spotlight on yourselves and it's uncomfortable.
And then we leave her.
To her
and
own.
And now she has to like figure it out. And, people are kind of coming out of the woodworks and she doesn't know who to trust.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know, and then she's still processing that she doesn't live at Lake Bailey anymore.
Right. Already going to college is hard enough.
Yeah.
So did she express that to you? Did she share that with you? Or how did you know that it was so tough on her?
Wow. I don't want to get too deep into it because it was like a really, really hard time for her. So what ended up happening was I noticed that she seemed to, I just noticed she wasn't happy. And, as a mom, as a parent, you just know your child. And I was like, something's off. But, I'm filming. You literally have no time for anything.
Yeah.
And I remember being in New York and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go surprise Noelle. And I just popped up on her and she was not in a good place. I felt so bad that I like didn't have the time. Like I just thought like she's gonna go to college and she's gonna be happy and she's gonna have fun. She's gonna go to parties and like, this is gonna be great. And we've like set her up really nicely. She just ended up really struggling. Just because it was just a lot on her.
Yeah.
It was a lot on her.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what she was going through, but I knew like I went to her apartment to see her and I just saw how things were. It was just the energy was just very dark. Like the blinds were closed. It just didn't seem like a healthy, happy child's experience was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, long story long in my case, and I really don't want to like get into it too much, but I decided, and it was just everything in my gut. I just said, do you want to be here? And she said, no. And I said, okay. Call my agent. I said, I need 4 days. And I stayed there with her and we packed everything up. And, talked to her dad. And I think that was the first time that I realized how important like mental wellness is, like being in those dark places. And for her, she didn't want to disappoint us and be like, I'm not happy. I was uncomfortable with you guys coming filming this. I was uncomfortable with this, that, and the other. It's like the way we set it up was not good for her. It was good for me.
Right.
Because I'm like, being this great mom, showing my great kid going to this great school.
Right.
But for her, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And
it's hard for kids or anyone, adults, to express
Like a
how they
first time
feel.
going
Yeah.
away.
It's so much emotion and so much fear and discomfort, and everything's new. And, she's a good kid and she doesn't want to disappoint you.
Mm-mm.
And these are like hard lessons when you find out that they were struggling. But
Yeah, and she didn't wanna tell us, and I don't know, I just thank God that I had that instinct to
Mhm.
just go and check on her, because I could just tell, like, even when I would call her, the conversations would just be, you know, just nothing was there, like, "Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm fine," and like, I don't know." And the best thing I ever did was go get her,
Mhm.
and I said, "This is your life. I've lived my life. I'm still living my life.
Mhm.
You have to live your life. You have to make your choices. If you don't wanna be here, don't be here for me,
Yeah.
don't be here for your dad, be here for you. And if this didn't start off, if what we did or what I did, I'll take full accountability for filming everything, and I'm not blaming it on the show. It just didn't work out. Any other kid could have been like, "Yeah,
Right.
we're filming. Hey, I'm lit. Everybody knows me, whatever, whatever," but that just wasn't my kid.
Yeah.
And the best thing I did was, like I said, was just go get her and kinda do a reboot, a reset, and say, "Okay, so what do you want to do?"
Mhm.
We're and this time it's like, no cameras.
Yeah.
And one of the things I can say about going back to season 16 as an official friend of the show is the fact that I don't have to show Noelle's life because, when she came on at 8 years old, she was a part of my package. She was she's my child. So
Yeah.
she didn't have a say
That's right.
in the show. Now she's 24 years old. So she has a say in
She's a
any
legal
choices
say.
that absolutely.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to do anything that she doesn't want to do. And I don't want her to do anything that she doesn't want to do. We just did a reboot and I said, you have, take a year and just figure out what you want to do. And she decided she wanted to move to LA, move out here, and start her life out here. It's my only regret. That is my only regret.
Thank you for sharing that. That's tough. And it's
Yeah.
always gonna be about your kid, right? Like
Whew.
that's the only thing that matters. But
Yeah.
she's happy now?
Yeah.
That's
She's
good.
happy now.
I know she doesn't wanna be in the limelight like that.
No, she doesn't. And she gets offers a lot to do other shows,
Yeah.
reality shows, and she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not what she wants to do. And like, I'm not saying that she wouldn't do the right show that she felt was right for her.
Yeah.
But as she goes on to decide, what type of TV that she wants to do in terms of reality, like independently of me, it's her choice. And she hasn't had the right opportunity yet that she wants to
Mhm.
do. And I would never push her.
Right.
One of the things I'm not going to do as a mom is push Noelle to do anything that she doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
Like, she can't live her life for me.
No.
Just live it for herself.
That's great. That's great that you recognize that now. And that you
Yeah, big
recognize
lesson.
that was that was really tough on her. And it helps you
Yeah.
check yourself,
Yeah. And it hurts as a parent when you think you're doing a good thing for your kid. You're like, "Oh, this is gonna be great. We're gonna be there with you, and we're gonna film
Yeah.
everything, and you're gonna meet all these people, and everyone's gonna like you." And you get there, and then the camera's leaving, we leave, and she's like in her dorm room, like, "Okay, now what
Like,
am I
now
supposed
what?
to do?" Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. So when we got the call for the show for us, the kids were really young. And so now they're 9 and 12. So this would have been like 4 and 6, really young. And Rob was like, did not want to show the kids. I said, that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
They need to have at least some context that we're a family,
Yeah.
young kids. But he had said, I'll do it so long as we leave before they're in middle school. And it was crazy because Max just started middle school. So I feel like the universe protected us and sort of just followed with what we wanted.
Yeah.
Because I would say Max and Zoe, though they loved production's awesome. They were so
Yeah.
great, did not like being on TV. They
Yeah.
did not like it. And they're young. Max is not about it. And it's so funny. When he was a baby and like really young, I'm like, do you want to be a model? Everyone thinks their kid
Right.
is the cutest. He's like,
Right.
no. He doesn't like a picture taken of
Right.
him. And I would say the last season would be more vocal of like, do you have to do this?
Yeah.
Where are you going to be? I want you to be home more.
Yeah.
And they didn't like seeing me sad. That was really hard, like depressed.
And they can tell.
Yeah, they can really tell.
Yeah.
But there's some kids, like you said, that really thrive.
Yeah.
They really thrive and they love it. And like more power to them. That's
Yeah.
awesome. But it wasn't the right thing for
Yeah.
my kids.
I mean,
Rob loved it.
yeah. Yeah. Part of me, I wished for a long time when I was doing the show that Noelle was one of those kids that was like, super into the show and was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, Mom, can I film today? Can I film?" But that just wasn't the case. Like, she didn't mind filming, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like she was begging for scenes or anything.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, okay. And like similar to what you were sharing about your children, I think it's either you're just a TV kid or you're not.
Yeah.
Like you just either enjoy it or you don't.
Yeah.
And I think there was, parts that she definitely enjoyed, like the experience of being on the show. Has forever changed her life because she is known from the show.
Yeah.
But like as at this age, like 18, 19, 20s, she's trying to find herself. She's trying to find her own identity. Already she's like the kid of like two celebrity parents. So
Mhm.
that alone is like a lot of pressure for her
Of course, because you want to find your own space.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not just celebrity, it's any kid that needs to break out of their parent's shadow.
Yeah.
And the hard part of the celebrity thing is that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Rather than being in your own small bubble in your world. If
Oh,
your
yeah.
parents are super successful in this, do you follow their path? Do you change paths? But on a public platform like this, there's always that added pressure because people come up to you.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to do this? Are you going to do this?
Yeah.
Are you going to be like that? And like, they're kids at the
Yeah.
end of the day. And it's hard enough, especially today with social media and all that, how to be successful. So I think, she's great though. She seems
Yeah.
great.
No, I love her. She's my best friend. She's my best friend. And, one of the things that I've tried to do that I am doing since I am no longer a part of the show full time and I have more time outside of doing my acting, I really try to spend more time with Noelle because there was a lot of time, like between my modeling career, I was always gone. Between, then I went right into the reality TV. So I always made sure she was taken care of, but I wasn't always able to be there. And even if I was there, you can be there but not be present. I
Of
was always
course.
so tired and emotionally drained from shooting that I'd be home, but I wouldn't be present.
Yeah.
So
I would
yeah,
say,
she's a great.
thinking back, I wasn't present either the last couple of years in a way that I wanted to be. I went to every game, all the
Mhm.
pickups, but I was so short. I just didn't have any patience.
Yeah.
I was always like angry or upset, and
Same.
I just was yelling at them all the time. I'm like, I have to work, I have to do this,
Right.
because someone else was mean to me in my head,
Right.
and it just the energy,
Yeah.
it sucks it out of you.
Like misplaced frustration.
Totally, and they
Yeah.
don't deserve that because they have no idea what's going on.
And you had to put it somewhere because you didn't really, put it on the show. You didn't do it, you didn't bring that energy to the scene because, most of the time for me, I was just trying to get through the scene
Right.
and just trying to,
Survive
again,
it.
survive the scene, figure out, like, find my place in the scene,
Yeah.
find my place in the group. Like the first season for me was just really all about trying to find my place and if I even belong
Mm-hmm.
in the group. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it was a lot of that. And then once I kind of got my legs, was able to kind of keep it going season after season, that became a lot of my focus because it took so much focus
Yeah.
and so much of my attention.
Yeah. And you sort of take advantage, it's normal, but you take advantage of the people you're closest with,
Yeah.
right? Because you know that it's safe. So you kind of put all that on them because you know they're going to be there,
Yeah.
but it's not deserved. And you don't do it intentionally, but you need to, like you said, put it somewhere.
Absolutely.
And Rob and the kids got it all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot. So it's not easy raising your kids on a show like this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful, I'll always be grateful for the platform and the
Yeah.
opportunity. I wouldn't do anything differently. But when you said regret, that would be the one thing. Everything else, I've done a lot of things on the show that I should probably regret, but I don't regret because it was a part of, I learned, I had fun, I was
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I did things on the show that I don't think I would have ever done in real life. I've
Mhm.
traveled places on the show, had experiences on the show with this cast that I don't think I ever would have done,
Yeah.
before. So yeah, it's been a great experience. But when you ask me that question, that's my only one. That's my only
It's
one.
it
What about
actually,
you?
I would say it's really put things in perspective for me because that is such a real regret. Your
Yeah,
child.
big one.
So as much as I like to think of all the things that I would have done differently, and just because of your story, I don't have any because it didn't affect my family. And so that's all I care about. So everything else, when I look back, is a learning lesson,
Yeah.
or I could have done everything. I mean, 90% of what I did should have been different, but it wasn't. And the one thing I know is that my heart was always in the right place.
Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah.
And you did it your way. Like you can only show up the way you can show up.
Yeah.
It's just who you are.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is what makes you authentic. That is what makes you real. That is just what makes you who you are.
Yeah.
And I was not brought on the show to be the funny girl. I was not on the show to be the villain. Like, there's nothing about my personality that would like put me in position to lead in that type of way.
Yeah.
On the show. And
I would have liked to have been the funny girl.
I wanted to be the funny girl.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm actually pretty funny.
I'm the funniest.
That
on the
slot
show,
was already
and
taken.
They never showed me funny, which I don't understand. Which is very annoying.
So maybe that's a regret that you didn't get to show that you were funny.
Yes, that I didn't do enough jokes because
they would have cut it out anyway because you weren't funny girl.
But also, like, our show's not funny. Okay, people love BTS.
Our show is funny. Atlanta's funny as hell.
Okay, so people love BTS. This is another little BTS moment. So I was filming my first season at Kathy's house, and we were playing tennis. I brought 2 of my girlfriends that I play tennis with, or 3 of my girlfriends.
One of those 14 girls?
Yeah, one of them.
I still got to get to the bottom of the 14 friends story.
So, I want to do a whole episode on it and bring some of my friends who are involved.
From the 14 friends?
Who are friends with the 14.
They were part of the 14?
Because it's not just me that like split up from this group. It's like it was like 2 factions. It's literally like, the Game of Thrones. Like 2 families have separated in the world. And I have my friends who stuck with me and we all stuck together, and they would be happy to come on the show and talk about it.
Okay, we need to set that up ASAP.
That would be insane because the whole thing was insane. But BTS of the show was that I was at Kathy's and we're playing tennis, and obviously I'd never seen myself on camera yet. It was my first season. So I missed a ball or 2. And I said to the producer, are you going to show like a montage of me like missing the ball and like a funny scene?
Right.
And he goes, no, that's New York. You're Beverly Hills. I said, oh. And he goes, New York is comedy. Mm-hmm. Beverly Hills is lifestyle. I was like, that's true. Really?
Yeah.
And so he's like, no, we'll do like a montage of everyone like playing well. I was like, oh. So I just didn't realize that they had set tones, which makes sense, right? Why you're attracted to certain franchises. Because if you want lighthearted or you want lifestyle, you want whatever it is, or something that's a little bit more darker and more drama filled,
I feel like Atlanta's more drama for sure.
But funny.
Yeah, funny
and drama.
But
like, look at Jersey.
And lifestyle, but not like Beverly Hills.
Jersey's not funny, right? It's like, drama,
it's
family.
Yeah,
Italian drama, that whole thing. So when he said that, I was like, oh, wow. So we're just lifestyle. Like, we're not going to be the funny ones. So they're not going to show me, joking around or whatever and being stupid, unfortunately. So that's why I always looked so severe, because my personality is either just being really funny or resting bitch face.
Yeah, and you were over there drinking hot water instead of like margaritas.
Is it shocking? Oh, I want to clarify that. Because I think I did say this last time though. I tend to say everyone, no, but I'm an extremist like that. I just generalize, but it wasn't everyone that was doing that. She just said to me, like, to help me.
Erica.
Yeah, Erica said it to me just to be like nice. Like, oh, you don't have to drink. Like, she goes, I'm not a big drinker. Right. So someone in the comments wrote, oh, did you guys fake being drunk? And I said, no one ever faked drunk. Right. Like, if you're drunk, you're drunk.
Right.
But the first 2 years, I remember I just didn't. I know I drank. My manager texted me this morning, like, did you actually drink hot water for 2 years? I'm like, I did. I couldn't believe it, but I did. I only drank hot water.
Wow. I can't imagine.
It was horrible. But it was very kind advice.
Yeah.
And it helped me.
No, it was coming. I could tell it was coming from a good place.
It was a very good place.
Yeah.
And, it's just, unfortunately, I stay on my game too much. I'm so uptight. So I could have used a drink. And maybe I would have been funny. Maybe I would have turned the whole ship around.
Well, I mean, look, okay, 2 things. First of all, you can be funny on here now. So we can get to see all this comedy that you have stored inside of you that you couldn't unleash on Beverly Hills. And I mean, the drinking thing, it's like, for me, I'm not a big drinker, but I am a social drinker.
Yeah.
And I honestly, for me, like, when I film scenes, it can be a little stressful for me because I get in my own head and I don't know if I'm a target or whatever. So it's like, it was always like, okay, I'm definitely going to have a cocktail.
Yeah.
Or 2.
Isn't it wild to have a job where you walk in, you're like, are you the target today?
No, it's the worst. And you know what? You can always feel the energy because, like, if you walk in and everyone's like looking down and no one's looking in the eye, your ass is the target.
But you also should know. I mean, at this point, my first season, of course, you don't know anything. Second season, I was still stupid. But third, I was like, oh, I know it's my time.
Exactly.
Like, you know what's going on. You know the conversations are happening. No one's going to drop it. So long as someone else is a target, they're going to lean in. So I'd walk in like, okay, I got to pump myself up. I'm like, here it goes. Like, put the shields up and just like take the hits. And you just hope it's going to go over.
I remember this one scene. This is a behind the scene moment. And I can't remember what it was for, but we were at an event and I was the target, but I actually didn't know I was the target.
It's the worst.
We all like show up and I get there early because I'm always like on time. Like I'm like really big on like time. I actually think it's like really disrespectful to disrespect people's time and show up like hours late. And on our show, like some of our cast members would show up like 2 and 3 hours late. Anyway, not me, neither here nor there. So I show up and I'm there and I notice like the cast is drizzling in. I'm like, okay. And everyone that I said, I'm like, hey, what's up? It's good to see you. And everyone's like, hey, good to see you.
Oh.
No one's looking me in the eye.
The
energy's really weird.
And you didn't know?
No, I did not know.
Were they blindsiding you with something? Or was it? Oh.
Yes, totally.
I hate that. That's the worst.
So then this is what did it for me. So at one point, the whole cast finally arrives. And then I think it was, I can't remember if it was Nene or who said it, but one of the cast members stands up and goes, okay, so everyone, we're going to go outside for a second. And
you have no idea.
I stand up and then they look at me and go, except Cynthia. And I was like, oh shit. Why can't I was literally like, why can't I come? Like, what's happening? They all go outside and have like a meeting or they're talking about whatever. And
what
I'm
season
not invited.
Are you in at this point?
Oh my God. I'm like well into it.
Into it. And you're still
like I was already divorced from Peter at that point for sure.
Okay.
And I knew like immediately my stomach, you get this knot in your stomach. I was like, okay, what is happening? And I honestly did not know what was happening. So finally someone comes to get me to come outside and they're all standing around. And I was going on a date with this guy, right? And he had come to the event with me.
Okay.
And then one of the other castmates had like dirt on him or tea on him. She told everybody. And then of course the information had to get to me. So they thought it'd be great to like all stand in a circle while this information was given to me.
And the guy's there.
Yes. And then he, had words. I'm like taking this all in. It was horrible. I was like,
who's the one that got the information and how did they know him?
Okay. So for this incident, it was
incident.
Well, this situation. I don't even know how to put it at this point because I'm still like triggered. Eva had the information.
Okay.
That was her first season coming on. And she had
And how did she know he was coming?
I'm sure production told her. Because they were like, okay, you're coming. Who are you coming with? I was like, oh, I'm bringing my friend.
Okay. Oh, my God.
So she had to give this information because she had this information.
About this guy. Okay.
Yeah, basically, he was like supposedly dating someone else.
Okay.
And then I was like, we were starting to go on dates. It wasn't like we weren't seriously dating.
Yeah.
But like we had, started, we were getting to know each other.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And I will say, and we became really good friends after this, in her defense. And I could relate so hard because she had to drop the tea, but I could tell she didn't really enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I got to say this stuff.
But it was real.
Oh, it was real.
Okay.
It was real information.
Okay.
That she had.
And I feel like
back.
as horrible as it is, like I'd feel that way. Like I know it's real. I don't want to do this, but you know that you have to in a way. But you don't have to.
Right.
You also,
you don't have to. They can't also make you do it, but
have to.
But like in a drama field show like ours is, if you have tea
and it's odd,
they expect the tea to be dropped.
And it's oddly low hanging fruit.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's people don't realize that it's so nasty, but it's actually like it's like weirdly. That's what the problem with the show. It becomes like so easy. Like, oh yeah, that's an easy one to go. Okay, so
and here's the thing. Like,
so they bombard you.
Yeah. So I appreciate it getting the information, but it was just so uncomfortable in front of him, in front of the whole cast.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, when you go through a divorce and you put yourself back out there dating, it's hard because at this point now I'm known on the show. So now I'm thinking like, does he like me because I'm on the show? Like, does he even like me? Like, you just start like,
right. Well, that's just kind of going back to Noelle. Like, you don't know.
Yeah, you just don't. I just didn't know. But what I could just see in her eyes, because I've seen, some of my castmates happily drop tea or happily light you up and do it with pleasure. But I felt like with Eva, it was like, She
didn't want
dropped
to.
it, but I could tell she was like, I'm sorry, but I have to say this kind of thing. She didn't say that, but I felt like her energy was like, she didn't seem like she took joy in telling me.
Right.
But she told me.
You know what? I think back on the moments where I was ambushed. They don't look at you in the eye.
No, because they know they're coming for you.
Yeah. And I've never ambushed anybody. So I would never do that. But it's hard because they've all talked about it before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you have no idea what's coming. Oh, it's
it's like, I don't know how I don't have an ulcer in my stomach. Like, seriously, because I would get oh my God, anxiety and oh my God, I can't believe this has to happen. Like, I had this one situation where we were shooting a scene and Phaedra's then husband, Apollo, had shared some information with Peter, my then husband.
Okay. He shared stuff with Peter.
Yeah, some information.
On camera.
About Phaedra, on camera. So then they filmed Peter and I talking about the information.
Right.
Which is basically like saying that she was like cheating on him or like there was somebody else in the picture, whatever. So now.
So wait, Phaedra's husband is now telling your husband at the time?
There was a scene
his
where
wife
Apollo
is cheating on him?
Told Peter about a guy.
What?
It was like some guy, they were calling him like Mr. Chocolate. It was like a whole thing. I can't even believe I'm like bringing this up. I'm so triggered. Like, why am I talking so much in this episode? So anyway, Apollo shares his information and you guys can watch it all back. I forgot what season it was.
But why would he share that about his wife?
Because he was like upset with her or whatever. Like they were going through whatever they were going through.
I'm assuming they're divorced now.
I don't honestly know what was actually true and what was not true.
They're divorced now, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They have 2 beautiful children together.
Okay. That's, oh my God.
Yeah. So here's the thing about the show. You don't know like what's what, but like when information comes up, you have to receive the information and then you have to
respond.
Talk about it.
Yes.
It's just the way it is, the way the show works. So Apollo shares some information about Phaedra to Peter. Peter comes home and they film Peter telling me this information. All of a sudden we have like a extra scene we have to do. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I gotta tell you something, but I gotta tell you on camera. I'm like, oh my God. So it tells me the
those
information.
Extra scenes are going to make
you already know it's
TV.
all about the fuckery.
That's
if it's an extra scene. Like the cameras are gone. It's like, oh, cameras are back up. You're like,
that's right.
Oh, shoot. So he shares this with me and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I already know that
at least he's the one who said it. Like
yes.
Her husband.
Oh, no, for sure. But still, no, I have to get it.
It's so hard. But it's like her husband told your husband. It's like that at least feels
right.
You're not creating this.
But
you didn't hear from a third party.
Yes.
I hate third-party information.
Yes.
Please don't make me share it. I don't want to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I had to share third-party information.
With Phaedra.
Yes. I had to bring it to the group.
To the group.
So we're all at dinner or lunch or whatever. God. And I was literally, Crystal,
shaking.
I knew I had to tell this to the group and she was going to be there. And the first thing was like 2 things that happened. So the first thing was, as soon as I saw Phaedra, she was so nice. She's like literally ran up to me. She's like, oh my God, you look so great. I love your sweater. I love your hair. You look great. And I'm like, don't be nice to me. I have to say something. I have to drop a bomb today. Like, please stop being nice to me. And she was so sweet to me. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And then the second thing was the whole time we're sitting there in the scene and I'm like literally praying, I'm like, maybe somebody else will like somehow get into a fight and it will like knock this down so I don't have to tell this information. I was like, maybe there will be a power outage and the scene will have to be shut down. Maybe there'll be
Atlanta's first earthquake.
A tornado, an earthquake. I was literally praying for every natural disaster.
Do you ever beg the producers, please don't make me do this?
I couldn't because I was already the boring one. So finally this thing dropped in my lap. Yeah. So I had to carry it because I mean, the other girls did it so effortlessly. So it's like, you just have to keep, it's the show. It's like, if you get information, you got to carry it.
And I think that's what's so important is that you get, the audience thinks that you're just a gossiper and whatever. It's not like that. It's part of the process. Someone tells something, someone tells another person, then they're supposed to tell the group. Then the group gets broken off into 3 groups and discuss it. And then they come back together and then they fight. And then it's like, it is a program of how it works. So if you're given information, you can't say, I'm not going to share it.
Right.
Because then it just ends there.
Absolutely.
It needs to come full circle.
And mind you, if they had the information on you, they're going to share it.
100%. Because guess what?
Keep that in mind.
They get to have a scene without it being about them.
Totally.
Yeah, but I hated it. Someone would say like, "Oh, I have to tell you something." I'm like, "Oh, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know anything."
I know, because then you got to tell the person, especially if the person's your friend, that they're telling you the information about.
The worst.
Because your friend's going to watch the show and be like, well, why didn't you tell me that Crystal told you the information?
Okay, I want to hear I want you to finish Phaedra, but go finish it, and then I have a question about what happened when you were bombarded.
All right. So anyway, and this goes back a little bit to the whole, like, question of, is the show scripted? No, it's not scripted, but information has to be moved around.
Yes.
People have to be put in situations.
Yes.
So anyway, finally I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, there's
Sweet
not going to be an earthquake. The power's still on. Nobody else is going to fight.
She's still complimenting you.
She's telling me how great I look. I'm like, oh my God. So finally I'm like, okay, like, at this point, like, I think Kenya was on one side, Claudia Jordan's on one side. I had already told them that I had to share this, and they're like,
on camera.
They're hitting me like underneath the table, like, say it, just do it. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, they're like, just spit it out. So finally I'm like, so, Phaedra?
I'm the same.
Peter told Apollo that you were sleeping with somebody named Mr. Chocolate. And she was like, what? And then I think Kenya chimed in, thank God, because I was just like, I want to like disappear into the table. Like I cannot even go on another day.
What was her reaction?
She was so mad.
She mad?
She was so mad at me. And I was like.
Yeah, but can I tell you, when you look back then, she should be mad at her ex.
No, I'm sure she's mad at him too.
You bring that up.
She was definitely mad at me as well. But I'm sure he got it way worse than I did.
The messengers always get killed.
But you know what I hate about the whole thing?
It's actually terrible, though. The whole thing is terrible.
Like, I was like, what is wrong with me? Because I felt like so sad that I had to tell her this information. And I was like, this is when you question if you're right for this type of show. Because
I question every day.
You feel this bad? Like, I was like, okay, like, most of these women would blow my head off in 2 seconds.
It doesn't matter. I'll tell you. That's the thing.
I always was like, oh my God.
I would go home and I would say to myself, I never, ever, if I ever stay one day too long here and feel that way, meaning I would stay way too long. Like, I never wanted to feel like any of that was okay.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I hated it.
Me too.
I hated it. Like, and the producers would, because I was quiet, I didn't say anything. They would just literally like, read this article. And I'm like, what? And like, you seen it? And it's like, it's out there. It wasn't like they told me to say anything. And it was like a TMZ article about someone. And I'm like, I'm like, please take it away
so
from
now
me.
You got to talk about it.
Yeah, now
you got to talk about it.
You've seen it.
And here's the thing. Everyone knows, like, it's, we know what we've signed up for.
Yeah.
But I think, did I say, Did I put in money in the imaginary jar?
My digital.
Okay. What's your money? Okay. I still think that I have to take my hat off to the ones that could just do it and go home and sleep good at night. That's all I can tell you, because every time I had to do
100%.
anything that I felt was unkind or super messy or just uncomfortable, like I always think, like, how would I feel if it was done to me?
Yeah.
Like, if you get into all of that, you're just going to like
Yes. No,
struggle,
as much as some of these women I think can be quite cruel, I always give them their flowers, that they're professionals. They put on a good show.
Yeah.
They do their job.
Yeah.
And I always say, if you had 8 of me, there's no show.
Yeah.
So you have to have that energy of people who move story around.
Absolutely.
Okay, but my question was,
then they always say, I know I'm interrupting you, but they always say, like, did your cast do this? They always say, well, it's just a show. Like, I don't mean like,
yes.
Like, it's just a show. And you're like,
okay, I'll tell you an actual story about that.
Okay, go ahead.
But my question for you first was that, knowing that how it rotates, right? The stories, when it happened to you, when they ambushed you, does it feel different who did it to you? Nene? Who's the one who?
No. Eva had to bring, she had to bring the information.
Would it have felt different if Eva said it to you alone? Or is it all the same, knowing it's all on camera?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, then we get into cast members giving you a heads up. At that point, I didn't really know Eva like that. So
behind the scenes.
Right, behind the scenes. Because like once, like with our cast, if we were really like friends, if they knew something, if they knew a red dot was going to be on my head.
I see.
They might say, hey, they may not go into details. They just may say, like, give me a sign, like,
something.
Stay woke.
Okay.
Red dot. incoming,
So
like
it doesn't-
something.
so it
you're
didn't
not
really
completely
matter.
blindsided. You may not know what's coming,
Yeah.
but you know something's coming.
So it really doesn't matter if it's individual, like with you alone or with the whole group, because you know it's on camera, right?
Well, I feel like this, as I was on I was on Atlanta for 11 years. So I actually had real friendships
Yeah.
with the ladies over time.
Yeah.
So when you have those real friendships, you do expect real friendship. So it's like, no,
Yeah, like-
I don't want to be blindsided. If
Like
you have this
off-camera
information,
friendship. Yeah.
like off camera, on camera, whatever we're doing, I would definitely feel hurt and devastated if whoever was my real friend during that season didn't try to help me or give me as much grace as they could if I was being ambushed.
Right.
Because I would be like, hey, I can't really say, but just know that something's coming tonight. Make sure, like anything that I could do to soften the blow.
Yeah.
Because the blow is going to happen. So if I could just somehow make it a little softer for you,
Yeah.
I would do that. I could not do that.
Right.
Right.
But. I mean, for like you were saying, like when the girls say, oh, we're just doing a show, I have to.
Oh, it's just TV. It's just a show.
Yes. There was a lot. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
And, in a lot of ways, it's true.
It is.
Because
it's
I actually don't
true.
think that half of the arguments that happen when people bring it up, the person cares.
No,
They
not
have
at all.
no skin in it. They're bringing it up only because it's supposed to bring it up. But I remember.
They're like, why are you over here? You're on a
Yes.
reality show. Of course, like these things are going to come up and we're going to address it.
But I remember
Part of
the one of the most jarring experiences, and I'm not going to say the person's name, but I was at a sit down with her and she was like, you're manipulative and I don't trust you. She was saying all these like horrible things to me. I'm like, are you serious? Me? Like, yeah, I don't really trust you. I don't know. I'm like, and then we like, you have to like leave the scene. They have it like, okay, let's do an exit. She's taking off her mic. She's like, okay, I'll see you at the party tonight. Bye. And I'm like,
do you want to go have margaritas now?
Like,
really, bitch?
What just happened? And I was like, I'm in Twilight Zone because I was devastated. I'm like, on camera, someone just said I was manipulative. And now I'm supposed to see her and like hang out with her. It was such a mind fuck for me. And then I came home, Rob's like, because you're doing a show. Like, you're just doing a show, just do the show. Like that. And I was like, why would she do that? He's like, she probably feels that way, genuinely, but she doesn't care that much.
Right.
She's like, she probably think, oh yeah, like it's so easy for girls who do the show for so long to just address their feelings about things, but they don't care enough about you that it affects them.
Right.
They're just like, Crystal's manipulative. Crystal's like, so I was like, whoa, yeah. And it's weirdly healthy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel this way about you. And you just have to like take the hits.
Yeah.
But there's no energy behind it.
Right.
It doesn't last.
Right.
But it is a crazy mental game.
Well, this is something I had to learn. So when I was ambushed or like called out or some tea was like, whatever it is, if I was ever in the hot seat, I'll just say that. If someone came for me and we went back and forth and we had an argument or whatever, I have to sit in my stuff for a little bit. Like, I don't immediately after seeing go, oh, okay, well, you just basically blew my head off. Let's go have margaritas now.
Right.
No, bitch, I don't want to go have margaritas with you. I don't like you right now. I don't want to be around you right now. I want to leave this scene and I need to go and decompress and process everything that's happened. But no, I don't want to see you anytime soon.
Yes.
So I always thought it was like, now this is like really gangster when you could like blow someone's head off and then want to go shopping with them after.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Are you out of your mind?
Because they're so disconnected. They're not.
How did they get like that? Like
because maybe they don't care
understand
as
that.
much. They're like I said, it was just like that's how she felt. She in the situation. Maybe it was just situational, right? Like I think you're being an asshole. I think you're whatever. You're being a bitch. You're like what? And then you take it. It's so meaningful because it's sort of it's an attack on your whole character, right? But for them, it's like they do it so much that they have to either like you or not like you. It's like it's just a game for them, right?
I would have been a better housewife if I knew how to like turn my emotions off and on.
Of course.
Like be like, okay, me and this woman just had a huge fight and now we're gonna go have sushi together.
That's right.
Off camera.
Yes.
Like nothing just happened.
It's not normal behavior.
Okay.
But yes, your stories are very interesting. I'm looking forward to getting to that point of the show now. I actually like hearing the BTS first. And now when I watch it, I'm like now I can see like Eva walking in. I'm going to look at her eyes and see how, and then is it Nene who said like everyone has
I think it was Nene that said, okay, everyone, we're going to go outside or whatever. And I was like, okay. But they were like,
all
everyone
like stupid and
except
don't know anything.
Cynthia. It's like, oh shit. I know what that means.
Oh my God. But I'll tell you, honestly, it's like Squid Games, it's worse being the one under ambush than you having to bring up something.
Agree.
It's the worst. You really don't know what to do. But I really, really hated the ambushing. It's the worst. It's all bad. It's all bad. You don't do that to people.
Yeah. It was actually 50-50 for me. I actually hated having to ambush someone just as much as I was getting ambushed. Yeah. Like I almost think I would rather be ambushed than actually have to ambush someone.
I think it's I don't know what it is. But I would never ambush anyone with anything really bad. Like I remember even like little things I had to say. I remember like that weed dinner we had when you were there.
Oh, yes, the weed dinner.
Yes. And
that was fun.
Yes. And everyone was like, and I only had a couple things that I wanted to say.
Well, it was like 30 people there. Oh. Like, I don't know how you could have gotten too much in.
It was really hard.
Denise was definitely on one. Who else was it? Denise was going for Erica that night. Remember?
Yes. She came in hot. It was the night that she wore that jacket upside down.
The pink jacket, yeah.
Yeah, you were sitting across from me. I was with my friend Nancy.
Yes.
And
I think Faye was at our end of the table.
That's right. And so Faye was next to me and she was like, dude, like say something. And she like pinched me and I don't even know what I said. It was the start of Kyle, like we all kind of knew Kyle was with Morgan a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I said, but
didn't Sutton like pull out a joint and start smoking a joint?
Yeah, it was such a mess that night.
It was so much going on. I was like, whoa, Beverly Hills is lit. I was like, she did not just pull out a joint, light it up, and smoke it.
And she had like that evil like 20s thing. Like,
yes.
I mean, it was crazy. But they're all fighting. And then I'm like, take a deep breath. Like, blah, blah, blah. I just like said a sentence. So like, I was like, okay, good. I'm good for the night. Like I'm good. I've said my piece. They'll pick it up, But but that night was holy shit.
Yeah.
That was a crazy night.
It was a lot going on.
Oh my God. But yeah.
And I think that was the first time that Anne-Marie filmed. That was my first time meeting her. I don't know if this was the first time she filmed, but I remember
it was the first time she filmed.
Being at that dinner.
And she wouldn't stop talking. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. I was like, Mama's coming for that diamond.
Yeah. And I pinched her.
She's like, it's in this hand. Put it right there.
And I pinched her. I said, stop talking so much. Like, you're so loud. And I was trying to help her.
She was very vocal.
Oh, my.
She definitely was like, I'm in here. I'm at this table. And I am not leaving without a diamond.
Oh,
thank you very much.
God, I'm glad I do run into her randomly, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was my first time meeting her. Like,
she was fine at first.
Text here and there.
She was fine. And then she got like real crazy and her she got crazy.
Yeah, I never really followed like everything that happened with you
Are you
guys,
friends with Denise?
I know Denise.
Yeah.
I have a number on my phone and we always like text back and forth, from time to time. Let's have dinner or whatever. But we haven't really gotten together. But I feel like,
she's very nice.
No, I like her a lot.
Yeah, she's a really, really nice person.
Yeah.
That night
we
she
should
was
get
lit,
together.
though.
We should have her come on here. She'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I think she's doing a new show for Bravo.
Oh, I think so. I think I heard something about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually, the first time I did Nick's show, I was on the phone with her and it was about the scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
She's like, tell me exactly what you think happened. I'm like, you were lit, girl. I was like,
she came in smoking.
Yeah,
hot.
but I was like, have fun. Like, I think it's like funny. If you just own it up to it, like be cute about it. It's like funny, She's like, I don't know. I wasn't. I was like, you really were. But the fact that you don't even know, that means like you were super lit.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to like not really be a fly on the wall, but like to just like come as like Sutton's date and just.
That was a fly on the wall night.
See you guys like in action because I've watched you guys on the show, but like to just see the difference in between like Beverly Hills and Atlanta.
Like the style.
It was pretty cool. And then I ate like one of the things I noticed, like a lot of people don't really eat in Beverly Hills.
No.
Like I was like, this is some good ass food and it has weed in it. This is some good food and you can get high. Like the food tastes good and I'm going to be high after. I was like,
I
was so lit after.
We don't eat.
What in the world?
Okay, and
Atlanta,
I say
we eat everything that is coming our way, and then we want a goodie bag to go.
Okay,
like
so I want to be clear because, again, I'm too general. People hate that about me. So someone said to me, oh, we don't eat. Like, we as a cat. I was brand new. Someone said, we don't eat because you don't want to see people eating on camera.
Atlanta.
But I started getting smart because you go to restaurants and the production pays. So I would order a bunch of food to go home.
Right.
So I would eat in the car and I would shove food in my face in the car because they have car services, right?
Yeah.
So, but other than like, I would stuff my face before we go to film, like any kind of event. And then, you just see all this food. You don't eat, you don't touch it because they said, eating on camera is ugly. And my first season,
you guys don't eat, you don't drink alcohol.
I know, it's crazy.
Atlanta, we eat, we drink, we turn up, like
but it's a hyper aware, like we're so aware of it all. They still put on a good show. The girls really do.
For sure.
But no, I would be like ordering, like, I'm going to take 6 truffle pieces to go. I mean, I went crazy ordering food.
Yeah, I would eat and take food home.
Garcelsa and I would just always order caviar. We're like, we're going to have a pound
the
of
most
caviar.
expensive stuff on the menu.
We would touch it.
Yeah.
And then right when we were done filming, we'd like,
exactly.
Yeah. But we didn't eat. But I wasn't going to eat that food. I'm not going to get high on camera because I don't ever get high.
I mean,
so
you had there was like levels, like amounts that you could have in there. I think I had a pretty low dosage.
Yeah.
But I definitely felt nice.
Yeah, you felt like
I was like, okay, this is chill. And it was like so cool to just kind of watch you guys interact and all the different characters. And there was like, extra women too there that came. And then like, I thought it was going to be more banter
Camille
between.
Was there.
Yeah, Camille was there. I thought it was going to be more banter between the actual diamond holders or whatever. So when Denise came in hot, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But I could tell it was the Denise show. We knew. That's when you're not bombarded. Like I knew it was going to.
Did you know she was going to come in hot?
Yeah. I knew Denise was coming and I knew that was the intention. I don't know if it was because it was a second dinner or no, maybe it was the first all cast. But we all, we were talking about Denise. So her coming is it's a setup.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to happen. I just didn't know what that was going to look like.
Oh, my God.
I know. What is this like? I mean, when we write our book one day of our lives, we're going to, whoever's going to read it is going to be like, what the fuck is this weird world you lived in?
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, if we don't tell it all on the podcast, we have to save something for the book at this point because I feel like I tell
everything and then I think of another story.
I know.
I'm like, oh no.
So many stories.
You must have so many. I mean, I've already spilled a couple stories, but I was only there 3 years. You must.
Some things I actually mentally blocked out. I can't remember. And I actually don't watch. I watch the show the one time it comes on and I don't watch it. But I think I'll go back and watch at some point. Just, I would say, when I.
Well, look at yourself in season 3. It is not the same Cynthia that I know.
For sure.
It's wild.
But you know what I do love? I do remember a little bit about season 3. And what I love and appreciate is the innocence. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, this bitch or horrible person.
You weren't
just
trained
coming
at
in,
all.
blowing up the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You came in totally natural.
I wouldn't have done it any other way because I was really just, I always wanted to never sell my soul or be inauthentic to who I am. I wanted to just be me.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm proud of is the fact that I felt like I was just me for 11 years. And I think that's incredibly hard to do on a show like that because I think some women really get a little lost in the sauce.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And become these people. And you're like, what happened to this person? I was just me. And I know I was boring season 3, probably season 4, but I had a lot of good story and it was real and it was mine. So
I love it. I love it.
But I will say, this was a very emotional show. I didn't really plan on it going the direction that it went today.
Yes.
And I think that's the beauty about just sitting down, talking to you. I feel like I'm in a safe space to really just share certain things with you that I don't really talk about a lot. So my humble brag is being able to be a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta for 11 consistent, hard, long years and still be the same person that I went on the show, season 3, as the same person and still be the same person that I am today, sitting here with you in our new podcast.
Love it. Okay. I have one.
Top that bitch.
I can't. By the way, that's going to be our thing. It's going to be topping our brags and our humility. We didn't get to talk about all my awards.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started. Okay, we have to can we just have 5 minutes on that? If you get another fucking award, what in the world? You've gotten 5 awards this month.
I've got a lot of awards this week. I don't know why.
Who are you?
I don't know. They've ran out of people to give awards to. But I was inducted into the Asian Hall of Fame.
I know.
And just this week, I was nominated as the Woman of the Year
Of course.
for the 34th District in Los Angeles by
Yes.
Senator Ben Allen. That was really sweet. So, okay, so that's my brag of getting all these awards.
And you humbly accepted all of them.
And that's the show. No, but it was really sweet because the senator was reading the reason why I was receiving it and just, my efforts and work in the Alzheimer's Association and the fight against Asian hate crimes and, my work with discussing eating disorders. And so I was like, wow, like I sat there, my girlfriend came with me, Sunny, and she's like, oh, he was reading all these things about you. And I'm like, oh my God, my friend does all this stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even think about it. But I feel very grateful that I get this platform to talk about it, but that I truly have been talking about it well before the platform. And I think that that's what's really important is that people don't need to just be public people to share their stories and to make a difference. That just sharing your stories with your friends and family can move someone. Your story about Noelle is really powerful about being aware of your kids, mental health, all those things. I mean, you touched a lot of things today. I don't know where that is in my humble brag. There's a lot of humility, a lot of bragging in there. But I'm the Woman of the Year, and that's how we're gonna end it.
Yes, bitch, you are. Well, I want to say, I know I've given you a really hard time about getting all these damn awards, but I am super proud of you, and you deserve every last one of them.
Thank you.
You really do, and hopefully I'll get some awards soon so
I
I
hope
can
so.
keep up with the award queen over here. Can I be recognized for some of the hard work I've done in this world? But no, I'm just kidding. Congratulations.
Thank you. I love you. I think you're gonna get one very soon.
I'm just saying. And can we just give a quick shout out to Delta before we close? I was gonna forget. You thought I was gonna forget. I was emotional this episode. Like Crystal took me down a road I didn't know I was gonna go down, but I did not forget about that Delta ambassadorship opportunity that I know is coming my way soon. I just flew Delta here last night.
Yes, you did.
And it is my choice of airline. If Delta's not flying me, I don't want to go.
That's right.
So,
and if there's any award, you're gonna be Delta's #1 flyer.
That'll be my first award. Okay, and I'm almost a 2 million miler. I already put that out there. So I want to know wait. How many times did I say like? Okay, first of all, I think I did a good job of not interrupting you 100 times.
So much better.
Like so much better.
Beyond.
Okay.
The likes were rough on both of our ends, but not that bad.
Like?
No, but not that bad.
Did we say
one thing at a time?
Okay.
But no, I think we were better.
All
We're
right.
gonna listen. It's hard. It's impossible to know until we hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like we did good.
If you loved hearing us talk,
we'll be here every Monday, everywhere you listen to your podcast.